Taruh di sini dah. Sini, sini. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sejahtera and well. Good morning to all distinguished guests this morning. Terlebih dahulu, Patik mohon mengucapkan junjung kurnia kepada Kebawah Duli Yang Maha Mulia Seri Perdana Baginda Yang di-Pertuan Agong kerana setelah berkenan sudi berangkat untuk merasmikan mesyuarat agung, the Triennial Conference of the ACWW. To my son, the Prince Regent, the Prime Minister and Datuk Sri Wan Aziza and Tok Puan Asma and the World President, plus we also have today two past World Presidents, Datuk Ursula and Ruth Shanks. It is with grace and compassion of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, God the Almighty, that we are all gathered here today in peace and harmony on the occasion of the opening ceremony of the ACWW 30th Triennial Conference. The ACWW stands for Associated Country Women of the World. We are of 10 million members spread out in 84 countries and divided into regions, that is Canada, United States, the Caribbean, European, Central Africa, South Africa, Middle East, the Southeast Asia, the Far East, and Australia and the Pacific Islands. I would like to extend my humblest appreciation to my beloved husband, His Majesty the King, for his esteemed presence to grace the opening ceremony of the conference. I do take this, and surely everyone agrees, as an endorsement, acceptance, and encouragement for all the work done by ACWW. To my son, His Royal Highness the Prince Regent of Pahang, thank you very much for agreeing to share your passion and believe that we do not inherit the environment, but rather to preserve it for generations to come. And I hope you all will listen to the keynote that he's going to deliver later. With great personal pride and pleasure, as chairperson of the Women's Institute of Pahang, the Hostess Society, and the chairperson of the organizing committee, I warmly welcome the World President, past World Presidents, and each and every one of the World Board, Central Office staff, delegates and their partners, observers, speakers to Malaysia, and we do hope that you will enjoy the conference at Marriott Putrajaya, the mid-conference day trips and spouse programs that we have organized and arranged. As host, I humbly apologize for any shortcoming and pray that you all will have a most enjoyable stay in my beautiful country, Malaysia. My journey with ACWW started actively in 2004 when I attended the 24th Triennial Conference in Tasmania, Australia, in Finland in 2007, in the United States in 2010, in Chennai, India in 2013, in Warwick in 2016, and Melbourne in 2019. This is my 7th World Conference, and I definitely have to admit, without any qualms, that I have had tremendous benefit from the rich experience gained from that. ACWW also has brought me to seminars around the world, to the UNESCO in Paris, the United Nations in New York for the Commission on the Status of Women, which is held yearly every year in March. I have had the honor, too, of being the Vice Chairman of the United Nations Committee, the Area President for Southeast Asia and the Far East, and the representative for the non-English speaking societies in drafting the new constitution of the ACWW based on the UK charity law. I thank the Country Women Association of New South Wales, of Australia, and the Women's Institute of Scotland for nominating me to contest for the post of World President at the 29th Triennial World Conference in Melbourne in 2019. Sadly, at last minute, I had to withdraw from contesting when I became Queen of Malaysia, following the ascension of my husband as His Majesty the King. Though I was sad, I must tell everyone today, I must admit that I have no regrets because MACD has proven to be a better and more capable president than I could have been. I salute you, MACD. When I bid to host the 30th Triennial World Conference in Warwick, United Kingdom in 2016, it was supposed to be in Pahang, my home state. I proposed that the venue for the 30th Triennial World Conference be held in Kuala Lumpur in 2022, but due to COVID and change of venue, hotel, and the dates, we eventually agreed that the conference be held at Putrajaya Marriott in 2023. It is indeed a great honor for Malaysia and Pahang to be the host for this 30th Triennial Conference. And so here we are, thanks to the Almighty. For the first time, the conference will be a fully presidential one, with all the delegates staying at the conference venue on a full package. As Hostel Society, we have tried to incorporate and showcase the diversity of our culture, cuisine, handicrafts, place of interest for the day trips and spouse programs to enable all of you to experience Malaysia in the 8 days and 7 nights you are with us. We hope that you will enjoy your stay and will be happy to attest our conference team that diversity is our strength. Last but not least, again, I extend my humblest apologies for all the shortcomings in organizing this 30th Triennial World Conference. We have indeed done our utmost to ensure that delegates will be able to enjoy the conference so beautifully thought and planned by the Board of Trustees and the Central Office in the most conducive venue. Much as we have planned, there have also been changes in the management of the hotel and hotel itself, and for all that have fallen short of your expectations. I extend my most sincere apologies again, and I would like to express my deepest gratitude and greatest appreciation to all our strategic partners, companies, and individuals, many to mention, who have contributed in various ways to facilitate me in organizing this conference. But most of all, I would like to thank the Government of Malaysia under our Most Honorable Prime Minister, the State Government of Pahang and agencies, the Multimedia University, Rapid Pass Berhad, the Police Department of Sepang, Hospital Putrajaya and Serdang, all our cultural performers, sponsors, donors, and most of all, individuals, too many to mention, but very much acknowledged. To all our invited guests, thank you very much for coming and celebrating my joy, an experience of much international significance. ACWW has brought me around the world. It has taught me so many things. I have made so many friends as well, and the experience that I've gained from all over the world, from the United Nations and UNESCO, I use it to promote my Women's Institute in Pahang, and also the World Girl Guides Association in Pahang. Lastly, to my wonderful team led by Datuk Hamimah, my backbone, and my most trusted lady in waiting. For their support and their unwavering belief that together we can do it. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sekali lagi Patik menjunjung kasih, menjunjung kurnia kepada kebawali tuanku kerana telah sudi berangkat merasmikan mesyuarat ini, yang mesyuarat yang ke-30. Saya minta maaf ya, saya slip this. Jadi kalau saya tadi cakap maybe itu kerana obat tengah high dalam kepala saya. I'm high on drugs at the moment due to my sleep days. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, next is the opening address by ACWW World President. And now I would like to invite Mrs. Mohdi Diko. Please welcome.
Your Majesties, honoured guests, ACWW members, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me pleasure to stand before you today at the opening ceremony of this triennial World Conference, which marks the conclusion of the 2019 to 2023 extended triennium. It is not the first time that ACWW's Triennial World Conference has been hosted by a royal family. In fact, our first proper conference in 1933 was hosted by the Crown Princess of Sweden, and in 1992, the conference was opened by Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands. But this is the very first time we have the honor of being hosted by someone we all consider our own royal. Your Majesty, Queen Aziza, your kindness and generosity in hosting us this week is sincerely appreciated, and we are greatly honored to be here in your presence and in the presence of Your Majesty the King and His Royal Highness, the Regent of Pahang. Dear members and guests, I am grateful to each of you for being here today, in person and online, and of course, thank our hosts most sincerely for their kind and generous welcome. Joining us today amongst our members and distinguished guests are also past world presidents Ruth Shanks, Datu Ursula Goh, and past Deputy World President Jenny Mitchell. Past World President May Kidd is joining us as online, and we are very happy that she is also in that way with us today. Your support, my dear predecessors, means so much to our organization and indeed to me, and I thank you most sincerely. In my first address as World President at the previous conference in Melbourne, I said it is up to all of us to keep our association healthy, and I don't think any of us could possibly have understood how poignant this would be. This 4-year triennium, extended by the Special World Conference due to the COVID-19 pandemic, has afforded us some unprecedented challenges and to borrow a thought from our previous triennial theme, some unprecedented opportunities. I am grateful to our royal hosts, the Hostess Society, our Triennial World Conference Committee, our board, and our staff, and our attendees who have held due and true to course, and we are gathered here together and safely. Together, we have weathered the storms of COVID-19, climate-related disasters, and local, regional, and national conflicts, all in addition to those existing and intersecting challenges that continue to demand action from our membership. We are never one woman, one community, one voice, alone in the dark. We are a great association of friends and sisters who strive to improve the lives of those around us every day. When one reads the triennial report of work of ACWW, presented this year in a different format to reflect the trends and experiences of our organization and its members, one cannot help but to be proud of the strength, fortitude, and resilience of women globally. Over the next 6 days, we will share experiences which will never be repeated. Indeed, today's opening ceremony is the first ever to be live streamed to members, and I am delighted to welcome those participants who are with us and who are online with us, as we have members online across the world, including Australia, Bangladesh, Canada, the Czech Republic, France, Ireland, India, Malawi, Namibia, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, South Africa, the United Kingdom, and the United States of America. This experiment has already inspired me to recommend it is repeated at the next conference. Throughout the triennium, we have seen virtual area conferences take place in many areas, and our first fully hybrid area conference took place in Nairobi for the East, West, and Central Africa area. These ways of working not only offer broader access for our members and ensure participation when distance or other challenges present themselves, but also help to mitigate our impact on the climate as we reduce our travel, air travel. And in this triennium, much of the travel undertaken on official business has been compensated for by carbon offsetting. And tomorrow, we will hear more about efforts at Central Office to reduce the footprint of ACWW. We must continue to be innovative whilst celebrating our history and heritage, securing not only ACWW for the future, but also our communities and our planet. This morning, we have seen the flags of members' nations paraded into the hall, and we stand on stage beneath the emblems of ACWW and the United Nations, reminding us of our association's global mandate and special responsibility for collective action. The beautiful colors of these flags always remind me of the wonderful diversity of our membership and their personal and the community histories and experiences, and thus incredible contribution to ACWW. We are fortunate to be here together this week, and I am looking forward to meeting each of you, renewing acquaintances and forging new ones. For some of us, this is a welcome return to Malaysia. For others, it is your first time in this beautiful country, a nation with a rich and multi-ethnic culture. One thing I can assure you of is the genuine and the generous welcome of the Malaysian people. And I implore you to take them to speak. Yes. They are indeed generous and friendly and went out of their way to make everything as comfortable as possible for us, and we appreciate it so very much, Your Majesty and the Hostess Society. I implore you to take time to speak with our hosts, learn of their culture, and soak up every moment of this conference. You will never meet a warmer welcome nor kinder hosts. The Women's Institute of Pahang have been steadfast in their commitment to making this conference a success from the very beginning. From Her Royal Highness Queen Aziza's first speech at the 2016 Triennial World Conference in Warwick, announcing the bid, through to this morning's ceremony, I am sure that we will never forget this event. I know I will not. Much of the week ahead will be celebratory. We will enjoy the various cuisines of Malaysia, indulge in the sweet treats, experience the cultural traditions of our hosts, and come together in giving thanks and remembering those members unable to join us today. We are also here to celebrate the future of ACWW, passing policy resolutions for our members to work on in their communities, and creating a mandate for the incoming Board of Trustees who will be elected tomorrow. I encourage you to enjoy the fun and wonder of this extraordinary conference and come to our business sessions with an energized passion for our work, driving our association forward as you always have. The Associated Country Women of the World is a unique organization, the global voice of so many women from rural communities who stand together in their desire for change, sustainability, and equity. After an extended and often challenging triennium, we must all use this opportunity to share our stories, our experiences, and honor the diversity that is undoubtedly our strength. Thank you for your kind attention as I delivered my opening address.
Thank you, Mrs. Mohde Diko. Her Majesty Sri Paduka Baginda Diraja Permaisuri Agong seeks His Majesty Sri Paduka Baginda Diang Dipertuang Agong consents to officially open the 30th Triennial World Conference by hitting the gong 5 times. 30th Triennial World Conference is now officially open. Thank you, Your Majesty. Ladies and gentlemen, next is a special performance from the National University of Malaysia Culture Troupe.
Hoi ala payung la payung ketipan payung payung sutera nak raja muda Allah tolonglah tolong acik abang tolong janganlah marah pada dinda.
Daun mengkudu bercabanglah cabang, tempat tamasya semut kerengga tidakkah rindu.
Oi kepadalah awak
menunggu masa hai serumah tangga.
Hai alah payung la payung ketipan payung payung sutera nak raja muda Allah tolonglah tolong acik abang tolong janganlah marah pada dinda.
Daunlah nipah ditebanglah tebang, batanglah padi aku lurutkan kalaulah sudah.
Oi kepunyaan abang
ke laut api kanda turutkan.
Hoi alah payung la payung ketipan payung payung sutera nak raja muda Allah tolonglah tolong acik abang tolong janganlah marah pada